Joining me now, widow of Marine Sergeant Christopher Jacobs, Brittany Jacobs. Brittany, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you for all that you represent, and certainly your husband. Tell us first about your husband, Marine Sergeant Christopher Jacobs.
Yes, my husband was in the Marine Corps. He served for almost 11 years, and he was killed in 2011 in a training accident. He was a very, very patriotic man. He
sacrificed everything for his country.
Absolutely.
People forget that the training can oftentimes be extremely intense and very dangerous. It's not just the combat side. When you hear Nike and Colin Kaepernick insinuate that he's sacrificing everything, how does that resonate with you?
To me, it's upsetting. This is a man who knelt before the flag that my husband and that me and my son, we love. It's so dear to us. And my husband did sacrifice absolutely everything for the flag, for the country, and for all that it stood for. And to see someone who knelt before it be able to say that he sacrificed everything, it's hard, and it's sad. It's not right.
Brittany, your son... Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just going to say, if Nike could just, they could have chosen anyone, and they chose this person who disrespected the flag. If they could just look at my son just for a moment, look in his eyes, they would see a dear sacrifice. There's so many great men and women in this country that have sacrificed everything, and Colin Kaepernick, he's not one of them.
Your son is going to remember his father, your husband, and that will be ingrained in him of what real sacrifice looks like. But a lot of other sons and daughters are watching this Nike ad, and they think that kneeling before the anthem and the repercussions of that is sacrificing everything. What's the cultural impact of holding that up as opposed to the type of service your husband gave?
My husband would be disappointed. I think it's a good thing that, we can protest in this great country and stand up for what we believe in, but it doesn't mean that we all have to agree on how people do it. I think he would be highly disappointed, and it's sad.
It sure is. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that feel like everyone agrees protest in this country is ingrained in who we are as a fabric. Wrong spot. So when you stand for that anthem, and your son will be taught to stand for that anthem, what are you thinking about when you put your hand over the heart?
I'm thinking about, the men and women who have sacrificed everything for this great country that we live in. I'm thinking of the rights and the freedoms that we have and the unity that we have. I'm not thinking of any of the bad things. I'm proud. I have so much pride for this country that we live in, and so many men and women do. And I feel that Nike could have made a better decision and chosen someone who is more deserving, or who is something that our children can look up to. And disrespecting our flag isn't one of them.
Colin Kaepernick put on a football uniform. Your husband put on the uniform of the U.S. Marine Corps. Why did he serve?
My husband comes from a long line of Marines. His mother was a Marine. His father was a Marine. His grandparents, his great-grandparents, they were all Marines. It was kind of, I would say it was in his blood. He wanted to serve this country. He was so proud to do it. And I personally would like to invite Nike and Colin Kaepernick to meet me and my son at Arlington National Cemetery and see what a true sacrifice is. See what it is absolutely like to sacrifice everything for something that you believe in. And then they can personally look in the eyes of my son and see what a dear sacrifice is made. And they can look around and see thousands and thousands of people who sacrificed also everything for something that they believed in.
So well said. That is true sacrifice. God bless your husband, your son, and what you're doing to continue his legacy. And if folks watching right now want to know more about Sergeant Christopher Jacobs, you can visit facebook.com/remembering Sergeant. That's SGT Christopher Jacobs. Brittany, thank you very much. What a class act.